Welcome back, everybody. Welcome if you're new. Today we're in the limited late models here at Lanier. Ran an okay time in practice. Track is really worn out on the bottom already, so it's gonna be tough to run down there. But that's actually where I ran my time, which is interesting. Before that was like a 9 or something like that. Yeah, 9, like a low 9. So hopefully we could have a pretty good time here. Qualifying is gonna mean a ton because it is damn near impossible to pass here. But it makes for some really tight racing overall. Hopefully we can qualify well, though. That's going to be the main thing. I'm just going to run the bottom, because I think that's the fastest way to go about it right now. Try to let off a little bit to stick the bottom, not get too sideways. That actually works pretty well. I think there's like a small groove down there. If you get your tires in, it's like really grippy. Kind of weird. Ran a 938. That's about what I probably would have ran up top anyways, like the higher lane. Not all the way up top, I just would have ran a little bit above the slick. But so far, not that bad of a lap. Ran a 938. I don't think the second lap will be faster, no, because we didn't have the run-in. But I'll take a 9. I was hoping to get back into the 8s, but some people run in the 7s. I can't catch up with that. This isn't one of my better tracks by any means, but it's going to make for some really tight racing. This track always does. Hopefully we start on the outside. Right now we're 4th, so hopefully we can kind of stay there, because the outer lane kind of gets more momentum going and stuff. So hopefully we stay out there. That'd be great. But a lot of people have to qualify, and I'll pick it up and we're getting ready to go green. All right, we fell down the 6th. It was sketchy there for a second. We were in 5th for a while, and then the 1 car barely got by us, which is more likely.
Late medals are off there, Caleb.
Hopefully we can do pretty well here today, being on the outside.
Oh yeah, we're going dirt late model racing.
Much rather be on the outside than the inside. I think the inside I just get past a ton.
Not too good.
But if you guys enjoy this kind of racing, hit that like and subscribe if you want to see some more. Did a late sprint car race earlier, did pretty well in it, and then jumped into this, hoping to do well, but Lanier is not one of my favorite tracks. It makes for some great racing, but it's so tough to pass at, so usually don't do the best. But we are car number 4 out of 12. And we're starting in 6th, so we're starting mid-pack, so it should be interesting racing overall.
He thinks that he can rule the fucking lobby, doesn't he?
2 to
I'll
green.
go up there from box.
Gotta watch out for wrecks for sure. Because there's no cautions.
In here.
I'm nothing special here. This should be an interesting race,
There's only
though.
a few 4,000 iRacing guys in here.
Yeah, I have like 42.
Holy smokes, there's some high rate.
Yeah, for me being car number 4, that's kind of crazy, but makes it interesting.
20% iRating.
I've got like mid 42s right now after the sprint car race.
I'm a B, unfortunately. I got dropped last night running the UMP officials.
Watch the leader. I started to time it right and then I let off. But way too high there in turn 1. Gotta watch for these guys are 3 wide. I think I'm 3 wide now. Slid too high though. Yeah, it's still 3 wide. Try not to run into the back of the 8 here. Really don't want to be on the inside. Okay, got singled up finally. I think we're still in 6th currently, which that's 5 of me. At least we didn't lose any off the start. This 8 car is getting really wiggly off these corners. But yeah, this definitely is not one of my better tracks. I slid way too high up there. Back and did not want to turn around. I try to stay just out of the slick, but some people can run like in that slick down there like the leaders are doing, like 1st and 2nd. They are so fast at it, and I don't understand how. This track always confuses me with that. I guess you can just keep your car straight down there, it's still fast, but I just don't comprehend it at this track. It doesn't make any sense to me. But usually we have a lot closer racing than how spread out it's gotten so far. I'm kind of shocked by that. But the bottom's going to start wearing out a little bit more as the race goes. And the grip will start to pile up here. One car is trying to make a pass for third place now. He's moved his way up, just running that bottom. They get together. The one car and somebody else, they get together again there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I thought I was going to be clear. I misjudged.
Luckily, he slid down the track. I was able to get by on the outside, so we move up to 5th. 8 cars right on the back of the 1 now.
Fault. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
I think the 12 got into somebody. They're wrecking behind us, so 6th place behind us is like the only thing close at this point. Trying to make this outside lane work with all the momentum. So I'm not keeping the car very straight to do so.
You're telling things to work.
And you have to run so high now. Like, it's so slicked off. It's crazy. I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit of momentum now, trying to keep the right rear in the grip. Turn 1 isn't as good as 3 and 4, I feel like. 3 and 4 feel better up top than on the bottom to them. But turn 1, I feel like I'm still losing a little bit to them. And I'm so confused. Just trying to keep up the momentum in these cars though, because they don't have too much horsepower. Try to run down here and see what it's got, I guess, for turn 1. The 8 car ran pretty well up high. Kind of went a little low there, slid up in the middle of the corner. Got in the wall as well, but that's alright. Starting to pull away from 6th place now, which is nice. Yeah, I'll be happy with the top 5 here. There's a lot of really fast, higher iRating people. And this is not one of my better dirt tracks, so I think 5th place would be fine for me. So I think he got the 5 car in 2nd. I think the 2 car is in the lead. The 1 car is up here, and the 8 car. So the 3 is somewhere, I don't know where, maybe he got wrecked or something. But he's probably going to lose some iRating. I think being 5th, we should gain a little bit, and I'll be alright with that. At least we won't go just tanking down. But I think starting on the outside helped me a little bit, because I think the bottoms would have been too hectic, and I would have sucked too much down there. 8's right on the 1 now. I'm starting to catch these guys a little bit, since the 1 came to the outside in the wall. I don't know if the 1 car slowed down the 8 at all. Oh, 8 car's getting into the 1 there. The 8 might be a little bit faster than the 1, and I might be as fast as the 8, I feel like. Try not to get into the back of each other, though. Oh, he's really sideways. Had to get out of that before I wrecked him. I was going to try to, like, go down a little bit lower than him coming off that corner, but he started getting real sideways off the exit. 1 car is going to move back down to the bottom. 8 got a really good run there, right up to his bumper again. That's the hard part of this track. Like, you could clear somebody, but if you're slow off the corner like that, you're really close to getting ran over in the next corner. 8 car all the way to the bottom. Hopefully we can get to his outside, or maybe he'll make a slider on the 1 car here. Because we are running high enough, you can definitely throw a slider. But he's holding his own down there really well. Like, he's actually being quite quick down there. You can see how much momentum we get off the corner. 1 car goes to crowd him into the corner. Didn't really see what the need of that was. He's trying to crowd him into the corner. At that point, you're probably just going to get yourself bumped into in the corner. You guys would both be close to wrecking, I feel like. I guess the 1 thought the bottom was really fast. Getting to the outside, the 1 now. I don't want to venture down there at all unless I have to, like on a crossover or something. 1 car going. He checks up on the 8s. We were on his outside still. I thought he was going to throw a slider on the 8. He gets into that hole. That was a good... I'm surprised he was able to throw that as well as he did. Oh, I got way too sideways. That's why I don't want to go down here. He's going to have that run. Should have probably thrown a slider back at him, but I didn't. I'm just not good enough at the bottom at this track once it gets slicked off. Maybe in a street stock or something, because the street stock like kind of have, I feel like, a little bit more control over with how heavy they are. It's weird. But this track, I feel like I'm better at in a street stock than in these things. Definitely not a sprint car. I'm not skilled enough in a sprint car for that. But the one made a good slider in between the 8 and I. That was a good slider. Because I was kind of surprised that he was able to do it like that. He's trying like a slider, like a slow slider line there. With nobody there. Trying to see if he can keep momentum maybe. All over the back of the one now. I don't want to run into him though. White flag, okay. And we do have a lap car up here as well that could play a factor.
Good one, Thaddeus.
I'm not going to be able to do anything here in 3 and 4. I wasn't close enough. I didn't have a good enough run.
Good one, good race.
That was fun.
Thank you. That lap car about made it more interesting.
But that was a tight
That
race.
didn't matter.
I was
I
happy
think
with the
you
top
had
5.
me.
I'm happy with the top 5 out of that because there's a lot of
Good
fast
race,
people.
Hunter. That was awesome.
Definitely going to be a good amount of incidents through this race, I feel like. I want to go back to where the one car went down. He barely slid between us, but he had the room. He knew what he was doing there. He had a good slider. I think it was the next lap. Because I think he was going to do it here, but then he was sliding up onto the 8, and I was able to keep the outside. He wanted to get out, but I had enough momentum there, and right here he slid perfectly between us. I had to try to cross over to not run into him, and I'm just not good enough at the bottom. I should have just tried doing a slider right back to him right there. That's what I should have done. But I didn't. I feel like I would have fucked it up and probably hit the 8 at some point doing that. Like, I would have screwed it up somehow and hit the 8. I don't know. Did not want to do that. I want to go back to the very beginning because there was a hectic start. Because I know we were 3 wide off of this corner. One car goes super low. They're 3 wide. Gets into the 8 a little bit. 3 wide. 4 wide. Holy shit. We were 4 wide? I did not know this. I did not know we were 4 wide in the first corner. That is amazing. How did nobody hit each other during that either? I thought we were only 3 wide. 8 car overcorrects. I went to go like shoot the middle there, and I think the other guy went to the same thing, which I didn't know how far he was coming up. Because I went to go shoot the middle because that started opening, and the 3 car was just sliding up, and he tried to correct it there at the last second, but I did not see him coming up like that. We barely hit, so we were fine. Didn't really want to run right on the bottom because these 6 probably would have gotten to the outside of me, I felt like, but then we got singled out. That was a crazy start. I can't believe we were 4 freaking wide. That is nuts. Like, nobody even hit each other either. Like, we were 4 wide perfectly in the corner at Lanier. That seems like not uncalled for, unlikely to happen without anybody wrecking in this. That is awesome. That is amazing. Whoops, I hate messing that up. All right, let's go back to the beginning. See incidents that happened through the race. Yeah, this first one's gonna be the 1 car sliding up into the 8. He corrected it quick enough. That's what gave us the 4 wide. That was nuts. That's absolutely crazy. 11 car in the wall a little bit. That's gonna happen a lot at this track. They're 3 wide behind us. 12 car in the 6 barely tap. 11 gets in the wall. 9 car. 12 car skinned the wall. That's what it was. That's all it was. 12 car skinned the wall there. 10 car probably going to hit it off of turn 4 right there. Barely. That's going to happen so much. There's going to be so many of these incidents. People just barely scraping the wall going in or coming off these corners. 1 car and the 8 both scraped it just barely. 9 car doing a slider. The guy behind him just kind of bumped into him. And then the 11, they're 3 wide. Bumps him out the way. That's the 3 car. That's what it is. I could not see the number for the life of me. They got together. I think the 11 ended up wrecked at some point, and then he comes up, cuts the nose off the 9 as well. Oh, the 12 just got in the back of the 6. That's what he was talking about. I think he ended up leaving. Yeah, that name ended up leaving in the middle of the race. He got flipped. That was unfortunate for the 6. He just got hit by the 12 and flipped. 11 goes around there, just everybody trying to avoid it. 3 in the 12. 12 car gets into the wall just a little bit. 3 car tries to make it. They don't get together. Nice. 7 car probably going to slide up into the wall off of 2. Happens so much of this track. It's so easy to slide up through these corners like that. 12 into the wall. This is where I get in the wall for sure. Going into these corners. Like, I was straightened out, like, for a while, and I just hit the wall going into the next corner. It's so easy to do. The wall comes up on you quick, though, at this track. It's kind of like Dover in a way. Like, the wall just comes up so quick off these corners. Oh, and this was after the race, so yeah. That was it. So, great race overall. I can't believe we were still 4 wide. That was absolutely nuts, just going back to that. That was crazy. Because I thought we were only 3 wide, so Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the thumbnail for this one. Like us 4 wide in the corner, like everybody just riding it out perfectly. That's amazing. That is so cool. Because that does not happen at bigger tracks, let alone a tiny one like this. So that's awesome. But I'll take home 5th. I'm happy with that. Gained a spot out of this race. Who did I end up getting by? The 10 car. When did he screw up? I forgot. What happened to him? Where did he just have a really bad lap? Probably right here. Oh yeah, I think the 1 got into him. They were like, they did a crossover or 2, I think. And I think the 1 got into him, I remember. Oh, off the corner there. The 1 car just kind of slid up into him. Off the corner, I thought they might have, like, he might have overcorrected, gotten to him. He tries to throw a slider, not quite clear. Bounces his car up. Luckily, I was able to get by him, but he ended up finishing 1 spot behind us anyway. So he lost a couple spots from that. He was running in 3rd, potentially 4th, and that's when the 12 and the 6 went around. So good race overall. I'll take 5th because there's a lot of fast people here, and I'm car number 4, so should gain a little bit of iRating still. So let's go see what we end up getting out of the results. Alright, results in. Strength of field was nearly 3,400. Yeah, this was a very high strength of field. 4 different splits. What was car number 1's iRating? 5,700. He lost 6 from that, and I gained 7. I'll take the gain. I knew it wouldn't be much of a plus minus. 2 cars by far the fastest. 1 by 1.3 over second. Had the fastest lap as well by like half a tenth. So really fast. Didn't really have too quick of a fast lap. That's okay though. We were in traffic the whole time, so it makes sense. But this is a very high strength of field. 2 car, nearly 5,000 iRate now. He was at like 4,900, just under it. So he gained a lot. 3 car, definitely lost a good bit finishing down here. I was car number 4, had a pretty good gap back to him. So the 1 car was 5,700. I was car number 4 at 42 something. So that's crazy. And the lowest was in the mid 24, so pretty good strength of field overall. That was a very high strength of field. Highest one I've been in a long time, and I'm surprised I was at Lanier in the limited late models, to be fair. I really did not think this high of iRating would be in it, but it's usually really close racing, which it was between like the 8-1, me, and the 10 for the most part. Like all of us were pretty close for most of the race. And it makes for a very fun race to watch as well. Very frustrating to try to pass, though, when you're racing it. Very frustrating. So you have to try to throw a good slider and keep up your speed somehow, or get on the outside of somebody and get around them with the momentum of the car. So a lot of fun. Haven't ran Lanier in a while. Last time I think I ran it, it was like a dust bowl, but that might have been because it was more of a daytime race. This is a nighttime race. It wasn't very dusty, but I remember this track being super dusty before. It was very interesting. Couldn't see much when you're back in the field, but happy to finish top 5 in this kind of strength of field. So happy I did decently here and was able to run with the 1 car most of the race, and that was fun. Very fun race. But appreciate you guys watching as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the race. Let me know if you guys ran this week and how your race fared out, because it really didn't seem like there's too many people wrecking. It was mainly like when the 12 got into the 6, spun him around and flipped him, there was like a chain reaction of the 11 getting spun as well, unfortunately, at that time. But other than that, there really wasn't any wrecks, and there wasn't any really bad sliders besides the 1 on the 10, and they straightened it out and kept going. But no other wrecks really besides that, so that was a lot of fun. But I appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.